Time again for us to get out there. This week we're heading up to Crown Point. Most people know it for Vista House, but a museum is helping tell the stories behind the scenery. John Goodwin has more.
When you think about Crown Point, you probably think about this million-dollar view. Up the road at the Crown Point Country Museum, the history is just as rich. At the end of the historic Columbia River Highway, the museum will celebrate its first Independence Day since opening in March.
We all have a story to tell, and this is where the stories get told.
Chuck Rollins is president of the Crown Point Historical Society. The museum tells the stories of those who shaped this place, from the industries to the people.
Logging and lumbering, fishing and farming is why people came here.
On July 4th and 5th, some new displays will add to the story, starting outside with a huge 16 by 23-foot art installation.
There's 8,000 lights all together right now, and she's the torch, she's the light.
Corbett artist Joe Schneider spent 2 years building Speaking to Liberty. It will also be on display at the Lincoln Memorial in D.C. later this year.
Most of the metal in her is recycled metal from the Corbett area.
The piece will make its debut on the museum lawn during the July 4th celebration.
And the exhibit is about the Wasco tribe.
Inside, Heidi Van Vliet is helping tell an even older story.
They were the people who mostly lived here.
The Native American exhibit shares the history of the Wasco people, whose trails once crossed the same land many visitors now drive through.
In fact, the Crown Point Country Highway is an old Indian trail that the Wascos and other tribes used.
Heidi's newest display will also debut on July 4th. Before there were the 13 colonies, there were 5 united tribes, and their story helped shape the nation we know today.
They took an arrow and broke it. This was part of their persuasion in the tribes, and then they said, give me 5 arrows, because there were 5 tribes, and so they couldn't break the 5 arrows, saying we're stronger together than separate.
The exhibit looks at how the Iroquois Confederacy may have influenced some of the ideas that found their way into the U.S. Constitution.
I'm hoping, some of this will give a greater understanding just of the culture.
And that's really the goal of this place, to help people better understand where they are and those who came before them.
On the 4th of July, we have our annual parade. And we're going to be open on that day early and stay late so people have a chance to come through and get to see their heritage.
From the art to the stories, this July 4th celebration offers a chance to look beyond the view and into the history that surrounds it.
We're really proud of where we live and how we got here. And we want to share that pride with the people that come to our building.
In Corbett, I'm John Goodwin. Let's get out there.